All right, I'm back. Think I might have found a few on this dock. And what I'm gonna do today, look at the beautiful sky. Maybe I'll figure out a way to turn it down. Turn this up. Get this to stand up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Back at Pell City. I haven't left actually. I had to stop because I had an interrupted phone call that was recording, but got another dock fishing on today. Unedited video shooting up under this dock with this same black body, yellow hair jig, and we're gonna see what we can catch today. I just missed one. Still out here in Riverside. I love Riverside. There's an abundance of crappie. I can go anywhere. Everybody talks about going anywhere, but I just like it here. It's quicker to get home. I'll let you see how we can do a little, see if they're here today anyway. I moved to another dock. This is my second dock, I guess. I caught a few already. I'm gonna see if they're still here and see what I can do. They're there. They're hitting real soft. They're normally further up under this dock. And I think they're hanging under a little brush pile up under this dock. As long as I stay above it, let's see what we can pull out of there. Trying to hang some of them slabs today. There it is. There it is. That's a nice one. Feels like it. Anyway, a little bitty one. He ain't much size, but they're biting. So that's the good thing. They're biting. So we get these little youngins out the way, we might be able to catch the big ones. They're sending. Oh man, I almost fell. Sending the young ones out there. Got bad knees and bad knee from the military. Got a bad back. Have to be very careful. I wasn't feeling good this morning. I came on out, so I'm gonna make this little short video on some dock shooting. Maybe you want to see the dock. Let's take a look at the dock that I'm shooting on. Shooting up under that dock there. Nice old boat there, sitting up there, pontoon. And you know, I take that jig. I want to make sure I keep showing you. Take that jig and I pull that rod back like that, and I shoot it up under there. Shoot it up under there. Oh, there he is. That's good. He might make size, I don't know. Let's see. Well, just for GP, let's measure. Well, he's too small. I ain't gonna measure him. Put him back. I'm looking for some slabs. He's about 9 inches, or right at 9. So I want 9 or better. A good 9, not a almost 9, not a maybe 9. And that jig is just falling. Sometimes I don't even get to work the jig, and I feel him hit it. And there it is. See that? I ain't even worked that jig. They're doing pretty good right now. And this is all unedited video. All unedited video. Charles, the crappie angler, Kennedy. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I don't supposed to drink them because they make my back hurt worse. But if I pull out a Pepsi while I'm crappie fishing, it's gonna be some crappie killing today. Let's shoot it up under again, see what we get. Now that jig just fell. I just let that one fall. And I just worked it. Maybe I moved it a little bit, but for the most part, I just let it fall. I may move it a little bit. We're didn't get nothing on that one right there, so we're gonna shoot back up under there and see what we get. Here we go. Let that fall. Just kind of work it back. See me moving that rod, reeling back just a little bit. I might, there it is right there. Now that might be a better fish. Yeah, I think that's a keeper. Yeah, that's a keeper. That is a keeper. I'm fishing with I'm fishing with 4-pound test line with this hair jig. I'm fishing 4-pound test line with that. It's 1/32. Nice crappie, about 10.5 inches. One of my buddies said, I don't keep nothing but 11-inch crappie. Not me. I don't think so. If he 9, he mine. If he 10, he in. But hey, I'll take 12, 13, 14. I got a 17-inch crappie in the freezer right now. I'm gonna hang him on the wall. I just hadn't had a chance to get over there. You know what I might do when I get home? Amen. So this is how I catch my crappie. No minnows. No minnows. I used to fish minnows all the time, but this is what I do. You see me working that jig and just kind of feeling it back. See if they under there. I didn't feel nothing on that one there. There he is. Ooh. That was a little young in there, but he still hit though. He hit that right at the last minute. I was getting ready to reel it out. I've been catching my limit lately coming out here. You know, just kind of weeding through the little ones. And, you know, just trying to feel them out, see what they doing, if they biting slow, if they biting fast. So basically what I've been doing is kind of just working it, kind of finessing them. You know, not a, see, look, notice I'm doing it now. I'm just kind of reeling it back real slow. The jig is light. You know, it's not a big jig that falls fast. The dock, this water is about 7 feet on this dock. I'm gonna reel that one in, cast it over. But as you can see, all I'm doing is taking that jig and I'm shooting it up under there like that. I wish you can see it going up under the dock. If I can get my boat turned around, maybe you'll be able to see where I'm shooting at. And I just kind of, oh, he touched it. Like my buddy Mayfield, like Pastor Mayfield said, he breathed on it. There, oh man, I missed him. I was getting ready to do something else and I missed that one. So let's try that again. Here we go. There we go. I'm gonna work it back. I wish y'all could see this. It's all right. It's a beautiful day out here. Fishing the dock. There he is. There he is. Oh man, I lost him. I can't believe that. Yes, I can. That was a bigger crappie. I'm fishing with a smaller jig. Sometimes for the bigger crappie, you have to take that hook and open it up a little bit or just twist it, you know, kind of make it a true turn, you know, and they'll hit it then. I think I limited out on this dock the other day. But, you know, you just kind of have to finesse them. They're there. When they're there, they're there. There he is right there. Not much size. I might have to move to another dock or just fish these till the big ones start hitting. And a lot of times I I could go to a different color, I guess you could say. And a little crappie there. Gonna try it again. We 10 minutes in. I forget how many we didn't caught so far, but they're biting. They are biting. Let's see if we can work out another one. Maybe we can work out a deal with a slab right quick. I'm at them slabadenos, them sarsaparillas. Yeah. My boy Fishing Ken said them hee-haws. Yeah. Just trying to ease a couple of them out of there that we can take home and put in the freezer. Try it again, and I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna switch jigs. Most time, if they biting a certain jig, I don't too tough switch. I might and I might not. But if they doing pretty good and they biting real good, I might not switch. Sometimes you have to switch because they'll get used to that color. And what they'll do is they'll kind of slack up on biting that jig. There he is right there. Got another one. That was a soft hit. I told you they kind of finesse, like, you know, it's a consistent bite I see. You know, if I caught that many in 10 minutes, man, if these were slabs, in the next 20, 30 minutes, I'll be heading home. So if they were size, you know, the sun is out, they kind of stationed up under the dock in a little in a little shadow, you know, where it's kind of dark up under that. But, you know, they're doing pretty good as they bite. You know, I don't have to work real hard, but, you know, I have to just give them time to bite if they're going to bite. They see that I fished with my ghost jig. I had that gray on there, and they didn't bite it. But I do want to say this is, I'm fishing with a limit tackle. Limit tackle. I love those little small presentation jigs the hair jigs that they sell. I hadn't tried if they got plastics, but I love the Constant Pursuit. They don't tear up. There it is. Oh man, that's a nice one. Oh, is it? He's just acting wild. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a keeper. That's a keeper. That's a nice keeper. Good size, about 10 and a half. Let's go for another one. We're gonna try it again. I wish I had it to where you could see this dock, but the water is kind of pushing the opposite way. That's why I'm kind of stood to the side while you are able to see, but you can at least see me and what I'm doing. That's the main thing. And I basically shoot this jig up under there. I just feed it a little slack. I flip it over. I give that little bitty jig time to fall. It falls better with lighter line. And I just kind of work it back. You know, just kind of ease it back like that there. And if he hit, he hit. If he don't, I try it again. But today they're not real, they're aggressive, but they're not biting aggressive. When they hit the jig, that's when they become aggressive. But you know, just as far as me working the jig back, they're not real aggressive at biting it. It's just all of a sudden hit, and you can tell they in some kind of competition down there because once they hit it, they run with it so hard. So let's see if we can see if I can tender another one out of there. I'm trying to put enough videos together. You know, I don't record. I might record when I'm moving, going to another dock, or maybe not. It didn't do much right there on that hit. So a lot of times when I'm fishing a dock, if I fish it so many times, once I see where they're kind of stationed at, you know, crappie will move. They might move 5 feet over. They might move 10 feet over. But they don't go far. Sometimes they'll get slow and biting. So what I'll do, I got a area that I fish. I might fish over here, then in the middle, then to the right. Then I might just change up all together because they'll move. They just move like that. They might move over. They might move up. They might move down. A lot of times they slow up. It might be because of the jig. It might be because they moved. They might come up. They might come down. You know, and a lot of people got a lot of things that they say that these animals, these fish do. But if you're not down there with them, a lot of things you just don't know. You have to try some things. You know, people have them pegged out to what they feel that the crappie doing or the fish doing or animals hunting or anything for that reason. But a lot of times you can't tell what the animal's doing unless you're doing it every day. There it is right there. Now that was a soft hit. That was crazy. I barely even felt that hit. And he was a little bitty one. You know, I barely even felt that. But you know what? They can't get past my trigger finger because it's sensitive. And the rod, when you got the right rod combination, you know, the right line, the right rod. I fish with a 7 or 8 foot. And, you know, I shoot docks with a 7 or 8 foot rod. Mainly because the longer that rod, the further it'll shoot that jig up under there. Unless you fishing real light, you know. You get a lot of distance with that rod. And, you know, I think the quality of the rod is important too. I really do. The quality of that rod is very important. And a lot of times, you know, after you caught so many off that dock, they'll just quit. You know, they might quit biting. They might slow down. Or, like I said, change angles, change jigs, try something else. You know, speed it up, slow it down. Look at that. There's one right there. I didn't even feel him. That's what I mean. Now I switched up. I threw somewhere else on the dock. And there he is. Now my jigging skills are stupendous now. Now this is without gauging the dock. This is without trying to see. Yes, I'm gonna throw him back. He's throwback worthy. He's probably a keeper, but yeah, I can do better. Yeah. So basically, when I was fishing that way earlier, I wasn't getting no bites. But now I shoot over there, I get a bite. You know, crappie move around, you know. They come, they go. Oh man, there was another one. See, basically where I was shooting at earlier, they slowed down. So I just shift directions, start throwing maybe about 5 feet to the left. And now they biting right there. Well, at least I did feel something. And man, I love it. It's something about when they hit that jig. When they hit that jig, man, there's something goes through me, through my finger, up my elbow, all the way up to my shoulder when they pop that jig. And it sends me sailing, you know. But, you know, it's all about how you work the jig. If they don't want you to work it fast, you have to just kind of just take your time and work that jig real slow to entice them to bite that jig even when they don't want it. Because you're almost hanging that jig in their face. And sometimes they might not even want it. They might just be striking at it because it's there. And turn this down a little bit. And just because it came by their face, they might strike at it. So I've been fishing at them for a while, and I've seen them do so many different things. And when you think they're doing, you're dialed in on the crappie on what they do. You might catch them totally different. You might see them at, 10 feet. You might see them and catching them at 10 feet, and you turn around and fish shallower and catch them shallow, so I'm not gonna say it's hard to tell what they're doing all the time, but a lot of times when you got them pegged in and you really catching them and know what they're doing, you can catch them, but you'll still do something different. You'll see somebody come out and fish totally different than you and catch them that way too, And so, see, like now, it seems as if either they're slowing down or they've moved. So before I switch jigs, I'm gonna just try something. I'm gonna shoot about 10 feet to the left, see what happens. See what I mean? Oh man, he broke it. No, he didn't. It came out. That was a big crappie. I saw him when he came to the top of the water. So whenever you miss big crappie, it's the second big crappie I done missed. This is what I do. Whenever you miss a big crappie, fishing with a smaller jig. Now I could get my needle nose, but I'm gonna take that hook, and you see I bent it out a little bit, just a little bit. That's where it can hit them big lips on that crappie, and you can set it. So basically, what has happened is the sun moved a little bit, and where there was no shadow up under the dock, there's a shadow now. So when I shoot up under there, where there was no shadow at first, man, I hit that crappie and that thing came off of there. Maybe he's hungry enough to come back. The crappie is a simple fish. Man, I missed that one again. I think they love this little black body with the green chartreuse. Crappie is not a real complicated fish. It's like any other fish. There it is right there. That's a little bitty one. I barely even felt it. A little bitty one. And this is all unedited. This is all unedited video. You get to see it in the raw. And I'm actually catching crappie off this jig, and I could just stop fishing and go to another dock. And if they there, ain't nothing gonna stop me from catching them. If I give them the right presentation. Look, oh man, I missed that one. See, they have moved because there was the sun was shining right there earlier, and just the last 10 minutes since I've been fishing here, it's a shadow there now. So we're gonna see what happens. Man, there we go. A little bitty little one. Here's a little bitty one. And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you something else that I do. A lot of times, I might be fishing with my rod tip in the air, and I'll change it and lay my rod almost parallel to the water, and it changes how that jig moves. And man, they'll hit it. A little bitty one. I'm gonna put them back. And each dock has its own size fish up on there. You don't know what size you're gonna hit when you're coming out of there, but hey, hit them, stick them, hook them, and get them to the boat. My thing is, if you don't get them in, you ain't caught no fish. Even if you see him when he get to the top of the water and he breaks off, that ain't no fish. You ain't caught nothing. Let's see what happens if I shoot right there. We're gonna see. I'm gonna lay that rod down again. See, I had it in the air at first. I know there's some bigger crappie up under there because I hit them every now and then. So I'm gonna try this, and then after a couple more shots up under there, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fish some brush tops, and we're gonna see a different way, a strategy of catching them if they're there. There he is. See, they're still up under there. They're still hidden. It just, you shoot one way, they'll move. And that's just what fish do. They move. They move around, and you just have to, I know you can't think like a fish, but you just have to build a pattern in your head, a diagram of that water in your head where they are. And then you have to think sometimes, what could they be doing? How do they want it? Once you figure that out, it's all in the science of how you're fishing and the technique of how you're fishing. You can't just jump up under there and fish any kind of way. They might want minnows. They might want jigs. You never know. And oh man, they still biting up under there. I fished with the other 2 jigs and they didn't want it, but I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna shoot right back over there. And what I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna slow it up a little bit. I'm not gonna jig it. I'm gonna just reel it back slow and see what happens. See that? See what I mean? Now that time, I didn't even jig. I didn't pop it. All I did was reel back real slow. So, it's different techniques on catching the fish. Some want it aggressive, some want it. Maybe y'all keeping up with how many I done caught. I don't know. I know I done threw more back than I done put in the live well, so I'm gonna shoot back again. So I'm gonna try that one again. I'm gonna reel it back real slow and just see what happens. See what I mean? That feels like a keeper. Nah, that's not a keeper. But like I said, I just want to take a few minutes out to show you one of my dock fishing techniques, and it's a hair jig. You can fish with the soft plastic. They bite soft plastic too. Oh man, that one hit him in the gills. So whenever it hit him in the gills, you take your finger and push the head of that jig, and it'll come out the side like that right there. Then you feed it back in, just take it out. Then you won't hurt the fish. We'll put him back. Oh, well, I got a lot more fishing to do. Just wanted to show you what I was doing. That's the dock I was fishing on right there. It's a real nice dock. So maybe we'll call this Charles the Crappie Angler Jig Fishing 101 with hair jigs, Pell City. I guess we'll call this Rivers. Well, it's not Riverside. I'm down by Stemley Bridge. So, hey, it's not just the dock that I'm shooting, man. You got 1,000 docks out here. Try the dock. I don't care what it look like. Still might be fish up under it. If you can go for them fish and you know how to, if you get the science right, you get the technique right, right rod, right reel, right line, right jig, hey, you gonna catch some crappie. Go fishing today. Take somebody fishing. Teach somebody to fish. And not only will you eat some fish, but you'll save somebody's life. They could be on the street trying to hustle, or they can be out on the water and catch some fish. You teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. You give him some fish, he can just eat for the day. Killing Crappie with Charles the Crappie Angler Kennedy. I'm out.